Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. So all of us only have a limited amount of time in the day. For me, I work full-time, and then in my free time, I resell things online and I also make YouTube videos. And on top of that, a big change is about to happen in our lives. I am two weeks away from baby girl's due date, and I know that when she comes, then I will have even more limited time. With about to have a baby, I have been thinking a lot about changes that I've already made to save myself time, money, and headache in my reselling business, and changes that I can make in the future. So I have a list here of 8 changes. 3 of them are changes that I have made and have, continued to do. 3 of them are changes that I have implemented within the last few months, which includes one that I am obsessed with and is what made me want to make this video to tell you guys about it. And then 2 are changes that I have considered and continue to consider, but I haven't yet implemented. Change number 1 is not listing things just because they're free. This isn't something I have talked about before. When I first started reselling, I would list anything and take anything to list, but I have learned over time that that's not really a good policy, and that there's only so much time in the day and you should really put that time into the items with the most profit. So a perfect example of this, just recently, a reseller in Des Moines reached out to me and said she was getting out of reselling and wanted to know if I wanted all of her inventory for free. In this case, I said yes, knowing that I probably was not going to list everything. So I took the 6 bags of inventory, I went through it item by item. Here's a picture here. I was gonna do a whole video about this, but ended up not really keeping very much, so I'm just going to talk about it here. There were 6 trash bags full of inventory. I went through everything and I only kept 20 items. And the reason I'm not is because a lot of these items were Target brands or brands that I know do not have a very high resale value. People are not searching these out looking to buy them. Another perfect example, there were 2 Anthropologie tank tops in these bags. One of them I've had exact experience with before. I had a tank top in the exact same brand, the same size, and it was one of my worst items ever. I spent so much time on that. So, it took the time to list it, took the time to photograph it, put it up in my store, had it listed for at least a year, dropped the price some more, dropped the price some more. It finally made it to my video where I was trying to move my stalest inventory. I listed it for 99-cent auction on eBay. I dropped the price all the way down to $3 on Poshmark. I sent it in to ThredUp. ThredUp didn't even list it. They sent it back to me. They wouldn't even list it. So over time, you just learn that not everything is worth your time, because you might end up putting a ton of time into something in order to make $0 profit. So like I said, I went through these 6 bags. I only kept 20 items. Then I contacted another reseller in town and I gave her all the inventory. And she's actually going to do an experiment where she lists a bunch of it at $5 and maybe list some lots. So that is an alternative. But for me, the main thing is just to know not everything is worth listing just because it's free. There's only so much time in the day and you have to decide what is worth your time. Change number 2 is using Photo Room to edit my pictures. Like I said, the first few changes on this list I've talked about before, but I want to put them in this video because I still agree with them and they've come up very recently in different things that have happened. What's made me think recently about Photo Room is all of these boards over here. In preparation for baby, we moved all my reselling stuff out of the upstairs room into this room and made the upstairs room the baby's room. In moving all my resell stuff, I realized how many of these boards that I have. There are probably 10 different ones. The reason I have these is I used to take my photos on these so that I would have a white background. So even with the apps I was using, they didn't edit the background very well, so I had to start with a background that was pretty close to white. So I'd buy these boards at the dollar store, and then they would get crinkled or they get stained, and I have to buy another one. And so that is why I accumulated so many, and I'm about to throw them away, but I want to talk about it in this video first. About 2 years ago, I found the app Photo Room. It was and is so much better than any other photo editing app I've found in terms of quickly turning the background of a bunch of photos white. A year and a half ago, I did a sponsored video with them where I timed how long it takes me on different apps to edit the background white and edit as a bunch of photos as quickly as possible. Photo Room blew the others out of the water. This video isn't sponsored by them, but again, moving all of this stuff and seeing all these boards that I used to have that I no longer need to keep reminded me of that change, and it's definitely a change that I'm keeping in my business, and I will continue to use Photo Room. They did give me a referral code, so again, this video is not sponsored by them, but I do have a referral code that you can use. If you use the code AMBER, you can get 1 month of the Pro free. The Pro allows the batch editing, so you can edit up to, I think it's 50 photos at one time. So you import them, choose the white background, and it will edit them all at once. In order to use that code, when you log into the app, if you click on Get Pro, there'll be a screen that comes up that talks about the benefits and the cost, and then there's going to be a help button. If you click the help button, there is a redeem code, and if you click redeem code, then type in AMBER, it will give you 1 month of Pro free to try it out. And then if you like it, it is $70 a year. Definitely worth it in my opinion. Change number 3 is using the bulk sharing feature on Poshmark. So Poshmark came out with an update to their sharing feature, and it makes it so much faster. So I want to tell you guys about it to make sure that you are aware of it. First, if you don't know, sharing your listings on Poshmark is how they get boosted in the search. So you want to share your listings as much as possible because it gets them boosted for buyers to see. Basically it makes it more likely that buyers will see your item. I'll put in a little screenshot here. If you go to your closet, click the wrench button in the top right, then click share to followers. Then you're going to want to filter for available and click select all. Then scroll down such that your number at the top goes up from 40 to 80. Keep scrolling. I only have 83 listings, so now all mine are selected. Then click share to followers, and it's going to auto share all of your listings to your followers and to the top of the search. So again, that's one that as soon as it came out, I started using it, but I just wanted to bring it up in case you weren't aware that feature was available. You can now select all, scroll, and very quickly select all of your listings and share them on Poshmark so they get boosted in the search. Those 3 changes are the changes I have implemented and you might already be aware of. The next 3 are changes that I have just recently made. And the next one is the one that I am obsessed with, so excited about, wish I would have done sooner. And that is buying a huge mailbox. I got this idea from shopkeeper Kristen on Instagram. She posted about her big mailbox in her Instagram stories, and I immediately wanted one. For my birthday this year, my in-laws got me the mailbox, and it has been amazing. I have only had one package in the last 2.5 months that didn't fit in this big mailbox, which means I only had to go to the post office once. Before that, I was going to the post office 2 or 3 times a week because I couldn't fit the packages in my mailbox. I have tried package pickup, which is supposed to be where you sign up online and USPS will pick up the packages from your porch. I've tried that multiple times in the past and I've never had success with it. They always leave my packages, or one time they actually took some but they left some of the others. Ever since getting this mailbox, I've only had to go to the post office once. They pick up all my packages every time, even when I have like 6 or 7 packages in there. They've taken them all. And I'm just wish I had made this change sooner. If you guys want the mailbox, I'll put the link down below. I think it's like $50. And for me, it was $50 well spent, has saved me gas money, has saved me a ton of time. And now they actually pick up all my packages when I have a bunch of packages to pick up. I am obsessed with that change. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, and I'm so glad that I made that change. Change number 5 is using a 50/50 LIFO/FIFO system for listing my inventory. This change came up in a discussion with my husband when I was moving all my stuff from upstairs to downstairs, and he was seeing how much unlisted inventory I have. And he was asking me, like, you have all these bridesmaids dresses. How long have they been unlisted? And I told him, well, the thing is that I always list my newest stuff first, work my way down, and the bridesmaid dresses are always oldest. And so then they're just constantly in the back of the queue. Last year, I actually listed everything everything in my death pile except for bridesmaid dresses. Then I bought some new stuff. Then I listed some more. Bought some new stuff, listed some more. So the bridesmaid dresses never get listed because they're always the oldest in my death pile and I'm always listing the newest first. In accounting, there are these terms called LIFO and FIFO. LIFO stands for last in, first out. FIFO stands for first in, first out. Last in, first out would mean that the first thing you list is the last thing that came in. So that was the method I was using, last in, first out. Whatever came in last, that's the first thing gets listed. Whereas first in, first out is the opposite. The first item that came in of what's left or what's needing to be listed is the first item that you're going to list. So you're going to list the oldest item first and work your way up. What I've decided to do is do a 50-50 approach. So I have to list X number of items that were the oldest items, and then I can list X number of items that are the newest items. For me, the oldest items are bridesmaids dresses and posters. So I have to list, say, 10 of those before I can list 10 of the newest. And I think this is good because it still lets me get excited about the newer items and get those items listed while I'm still excited about them, but also forces me to get the oldest stuff listed. I have implemented this change recently and my poster pile is quickly dwindling, and I think this will help me, like I said, get the posters and bridesmaid dresses, which have been sitting around for a while, get them listed while still being excited about reselling and not feeling stuck in these two categories. Change number 6 that I'm making is using Flip to have other people sell my items. Flip, you probably have heard of as a cross-listing service. I haven't actually ever used their cross-listing services, but they also connect people who have items that they want sold with resellers. I have been the reseller twice, so I have gone on the app, bid or put my name in for lots, and twice I have won lots where I listed the items for somebody and got a portion of whatever they sold for. But now I'm going to try it on the other side. I'm going to take those items, so I told you I got 6 big trash bags full. I'm going to take the 20 items that I kept and I'm going to send those into Flip. I think I'm going to do 2 lots so I can be matched up with 2 sellers. And I'm going to have them sell the items for me. Again, there's only so much time in the day. I have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things to list. So I'm going to try it out with this inventory that, you know, maybe I'm not as excited about as I am with the inventory I've selected myself. And I'm going to see how it goes. Who will they match me up with? How much of a commission will I get from the items? Again, I have done this already on the seller side, so I have some experience, but I'm going to try it from the other side where I send in my inventory. If you guys want to check out Flip, I will also put my referral link for Flip down below. Unlike Photo Room, which I have tried out for a long time and I'm very highly confident in, Flip I am still figuring out. I have seen some good things, some bad things about the app, but obviously it's been good enough that I'm going to continue to try it out, and I am sending inventory into them. Or I guess I won't send it to them, I'll send it to whoever gets my lot. I will send them my inventory to list. Moving on to change number 7. Change number 7 and 8 are 2 that I have not made, but I have considered for a while and I'm still considering, and I want your guys' opinions. Change number 7 is making decisions on my stale video ideas. I have 4 examples here. The first is a sweater shaver comparison video. I said years ago I was going to do this video. Moving all my stuff from upstairs, I realized I still have a box full of sweater shavers that I bought to do a comparison video. However, I polled you guys and I had like 5 video options and that was the least voted for. In other words, people didn't really want to see it. So I kept pushing it off, kept pushing it off. Now it is years later. I still haven't done that video. One of you mentioned this a little while ago, like, hey Amber, could you do that video? I've been waiting to buy one for years since you said you were going to do it. So I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but if you'll reach out, I will just send you one of the ones I have. And if I do the video, I can just rebuy that. But let me know, okay, these 4 videos I'm going to say, which of these would you most want to watch? So first is the sweater shaver comparison. I'm just debating if I need to just cut that from the list, start using the sweater shavers, or give them out as giveaways or something, because it's just a video that has been on my list for too long and I have never prioritized it. The second video is a review of ThreadUp and the RealReel. About a year ago, I sent in inventory to both platforms with the plan to do a video of my experience, tips that I have, what I would change or not change about sending inventory to them in the future. And again, it's been just over a year, and I wanted to wait until everything had sold, but there was one item on the Reel that just took forever. It still hasn't sold. And at this point, I'm afraid that my experience is out of date because it's over a year old. And also, it seems like it's a video idea that has been done quite a bit. I've seen other videos from people reviewing ThredUp and the Reel, talking about their experience. And I'm wondering if I should just scrap it and move on from that idea because it's overdone and my advice and experience might be out of date at this point. So again, let me know what you think. The third and fourth are videos that I really think I should do. It's just a matter of making them a priority. And again, that's why I'm asking you guys, so I can hear from you what you think. So the third idea is comparing the cross-listing apps. I do not currently use a cross-listing app, and that is entirely because I want to do an in-depth analysis for a video before I choose one. I think somewhere between 3 and 6 cross-listing apps have reached out asking to partner with me. And basically I would get paid then to talk about them. And I know I would like to use a cross-listing app. I just want to make sure I'm as unbiased as possible. So I have not talked to any of them about how much I would be compensated. I want to try them all out, see which one I like the best, and then reach out to the company and say, all right, let's partner up. I really like your app. Because that's essentially what I did with Photo Room, and I feel really passionate about that. Anyways, is that something you guys would want to see, like with Photo Room, where I compared it to the other apps, showed why it was better, and in this case I would compare between 3 and 6 of the cross-listing services and then ultimately conclude with which one I think was best? I think you guys would like that. I just haven't made time to do it. And I think it would also be good for my business to do that. I just haven't made time to do it. And then the fourth video idea that I have been thinking about a lot but I have not done is a whatnot Q&A. I did a video of a Facebook Q&A where I brought in 3 experienced Facebook Marketplace sellers, asked them a bunch of questions that you guys had, that I had, and that video has performed really well. I think a lot of people have learned from that video. I would like to do the same concept for Whatnot, where I bring in different sellers, some that maybe have a small following, some that have a large following, some that sell clothing, some that sell hard goods, and ask them questions about Whatnot. I do not yet sell on Whatnot, but I have been using the app and I do have a lot of questions, and I think having people with different opinions is super helpful for learning about the app. Those are my 4 video ideas. So first is the sweater shaver comparison. That's my stalest idea that I haven't executed, and I have stuff still I'm saving for it. Second is the ThredUp and the Reel reviews. Again, I have stuff that I've saved for that video and I'm just trying to decide if I just scrap that idea. Third is comparison of the cross-listing services, and fourth is a Whatnot Q&A. So let me know what you think of those videos, and if you want, maybe rank them on which one you would most want to see from most to least, and that will help me decide whether to just scrap some of the ideas or which ones to prioritize. Change number 8 is kind of related to the last one, and that is using new apps. So I know there are apps out there that can help with my business, but I want to analyze them and make sure that I truly think they're worth the time before I put the money in. So the 3 that come to mind are getting an auto share app. So an app that will share my Poshmark listings without me having to interfere at all or be involved. But again, if I use an app, I want to do a clear comparison between all the options, so that if I say to you guys, hey, I'm using this app, I can confidently say it is the best app for that service. Related to that is a cross-listing app. And then finally is whether or not I should use Whatnot. I've tossed the idea around because it would be a fast way to move inventory, similar to Flip, where I know I'm not going to get as high of profit, but I could move it more quickly with less time on my end. But Whatnot I have a lot of mixed opinions on. So it's something I've considered, but I have not made a decision about. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it informative, I would love it if you shared it on your social If you found this video informative, I would love it if you shared it on your social media or with other people you think might find it helpful. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned because as always, there'll be a new video out soon.